So this is going to be a quick walkthrough on my M1101 trailer that I converted into a camping trailer. This is a trailer I got off eBay, I think for like $1,500, and so I went and converted it into a camping trailer. When I got this trailer, I actually had a 2016 Ram 2500 on a I believe 4.5-inch BDS lift. So this trailer was sized pretty closely with the Ram on this mid-size truck. It's a little on the large size. The trailer itself, since they're all, even though it's a pretty large trailer, they're like almost 100% aluminum except for a steel beam running through the bottom where the frame is. So their weight is around 1,400 pounds. That's with the 37-inch Hummer tires that it comes with. I took those tires off. That must have been like 150 pounds a piece, and just put on these 16-inch aluminum wheels and 31-inch BF Goodrich. So that's had to take a good chunk of weight off. But I did add on, when I'll come around to the other side, rooftop tent, and then put this box on the back. So I'll get a little closer here. So on the top of the trailer is a rack from Vantech. You know, had a hard time finding a rack that was wide enough, because these M1101 trailers are about 8 foot wide. They're as wide as they are long. So that's by Vantech. Just use this thick angle here to mount this angle onto the bed of the trailer, and then mounted the rack, bolted the rack to that thick aluminum angle. Over here I found on eBay a 7-pin converter, because these things run 24 volt for the wiring. So there was an adapter that converted it to 12 volt that can go right into the 7-pin connector. For some storage in the front, I just added a Cobalt toolbox on there. So it has lots of storage, and it also acts as my battery box. Right now there's no battery in there. Two batteries fit in there, and then on top of here I have one of those Genius chargers that allows it to charge off DC as well as 12 volt. I use some Unistrut here just to tie the racks together, as well as give a place to put like axe and shovel. Up at the top I put some longer steel beams. The intention there was to run a awning across the back there. This rooftop tent here, it opens off out to this way, and it provides all the overhang coverage you need. Over on this side is a Buyer's Products toolbox. These are the boxes that go underneath a flatbed, on the side of a flatbed truck, but underneath. Provides some pretty good storage, watertight storage there. To mount it on here, I just used some Unistrut, tied it into the bracket holding the rack on, and then made it go across to this box I built on the back. This box here, take this tailgate down. This is a box here I built out of MDO. That's the medium density overlay board. It's the same material used for a lot of street signs. So it's the closest thing you're going to get to a wood that's water resistant. And so it's held up very well. This is about 2 seasons now, both the rain, the snow. I put some Unistrut across the top. It's 3/4 inch thick, so it's very heavy. This box, it had to weigh at least 250, 300 pounds. It took 2 of us to put that on the back, because that wood is pretty heavy duty. This piece of wood down here that is warping. That's actually was just regular plywood. That was meant to be able to slide out and hold the weight. But this was just temporary. I have some Teflon strips that I was going to place underneath of it to allow it to slide out. And on this side, this is the right side here. That's been dimensioned out to I'll be building a slide out kitchen here with I have a refrigerator, ARB refrigerator that will fit in the back, and then I have a slide that will come out, and then there'll be the stove and the sink. That's still a work in process. But I did around the edge of the wood just to make sure it's waterproof. Put like this roofing type tape and sealed it up. Like I say, this wood has never started to warp or get water in it. The only thing that's showing signs is this. You have to get this. Lowe's has this half-inch, has the MDO in half-inch. Otherwise, the only really place to get this MDO is from a company that sells materials to signed companies. Here on this rack, again, a lot of real estate on the top to be able to put a pretty large kayak on one side, and then this is a Free Spirit. I think it's the Adventure series, so it's roughly around 84 inches long here, and then when it folds up, it's about 98 inches. So the bed inside is 98 by 80 inches, so it can fit the whole family. Again, it's driving this mid-size truck, you could definitely feel it, even though it'd be my estimation that it's probably around 2,500 pounds, maybe 2,200 pounds, which isn't very heavy, but you can see it's got this here in the hitch area. That's I believe that's a brake that uses gravity to apply the brakes. It's pretty heavy, so there's pretty heavy hitch weight. Also, because of the trailer's leaning a little forward, it's putting up quite a bit of weight on the hitch, which makes the back of this ZR2 sag a little bit. I actually have some ARB Old Man Emu leaf springs on order that should be here next week. That should lift up the back around 1.5 to 2 inches. When I put the leveling kit, it made the back at the fender about 1/4 inch lower than the front fender, even though the bed still sits, the top of the bed sits level because there's a little bit of rake built into the body of the Colorados. So visually, when the trailer's not on there, it doesn't look nose in the air as much as it does on camera. But I actually prefer a little bit of the rake in the rear, and so as well as to take the additional hitch weight from this trailer. When this trailer pulled behind my the Ram, because it had the 6.4 liter engine in it, I didn't even notice it. You couldn't even tell it was behind you. But on the highway here, the RPMs are up pretty high, keeping this thing at 65 miles an hour. So that's the only thing I miss from having the bigger truck is the power and the tow capacity. But for everyday daily driving, this thing is much easier to get around. Believe it or not, the gas mileage isn't that much better in these ZR2s. I think maybe I'm averaging 15.5 to 16 on this, and I average around 14 with the 6.4 liter. I probably didn't gas it as much as well, or since it had a lot of torque, it didn't require a lot of pushing on the accelerator to get it moving. So I built this trailer because I was just going to buy a trailer like Smitty Build has, that Scout trailer, but those things were $6,000, and then you have to assemble it together, and it's because it's all steel, it weighs 1,500 pounds, and it's maybe 60% of the size of this trailer. So picking one of these up for $1,500, spending a couple $100, having it painted, and then adding everything else to it, excluding the tent, all the other stuff, it couldn't have been more than another $600-700. It's you know, a lot cheaper way to go. But you're not going to be taking this on any off-roading trails. This is really just you know, when we go camping, we prefer it to be feeling more like camping and not like RVing. So that wraps it up. That's just a quick tour of the M1101 converted to a camping trailer. Thanks for watching.